It's a new year. The best bowlers in Canada have gathered once again. Their quest to win the largest prize in Canadian bowling history. This all points to another smashing series.
Strike, open, and a spare for Girard. Rollins working on a strike when he goes back to work. Jean-Marie Girard works for the Catholic Charities in Sudbury. When he's not bowling, but obviously he bowls a lot with strikes like that.
Good roll on that one. Watch this ball. It's going to make a little bit of move right to left. That's the hook. He's flush high up on the head pin, but because of the good roll, he carries that strike.
Second strike for Jean-Marie.
Come on, come on, come on!
Rollins asking it to come on, looking for the double, but he leaves the two pin on the right side standing.
Looking for a little bit more movement in that bowling ball. Threw it right over the center arrow, and the ball stayed dead true. Good result, breaking up a potential head pin or split.
All marks so far for the defending champion. 3 spares and a strike.
Boy, he knew that one as soon as he left it go. It was almost like he dropped his shoulder and pulled it right. Pick it up here. Pretty smooth. Arm swing was a little bit inside that time. Thin on the head pin and still covers it up.
Spare number 4. Jean-Marie Girard trying to double.
That ball never moved at all. Set it down outside of his mark, never moved. Jean-Marie got lots of experience in both Masters and Nationals championships and Canadian 5-pin championships. Mostly in the team event. He was 7th in the singles in 1999.
Couple spares for Girard to go with 2 strikes. 4 spares, 1 strike for Rollins.
What were we thinking about when we gave the Kia Sedona a more powerful standard engine? What were we thinking about when we gave it the best warranty in the business and packed it full of features? What were we thinking about when we designed it to receive a quadruple 5-star safety rating? What were we thinking? We were thinking about Scott, Nanny, Poppy, Uncle Larry, Derek, Eric, Dad, and Mr. Mophead. The always family-friendly Kia Sedona. Take advantage of great purchase financing or lease rates today.
There are 2 things every Canadian loves, a great deal and the great taste of the Colonel's 11 secret herbs and spices. So get in the car, get on the bus, just get down to KFC because the Colonel's dozen is back. 12 tender, juicy pieces of seasoned chicken prepared the way the Colonel's always done it for just $12.99. Get KFC. Get real.
Coming in January, the third most trusted name in news. Rick Mercer's Monday Report at 8. Then,
I don't think it's the role of the news to create public fear just to get numbers. Are you feeling okay?
the newsroom returns with a new season at 8:30. And
Yeah, I've never actually been inside a courtroom. You're kidding.
it's Law and Order without the order. A new series. This is Wonderland at 9. So go ahead and make your Monday beginning at 8 on CBC television.
Girard.
Hurry over. He wanted it to break across the face of the head pin. Got a little bit thick, leaves himself a right corner.
Now the best he can do is spare here. And this will be his third spare of the match.
Second right corner in a row on lane 9.
Come on.
Made the adjustment because he missed it with 2 balls in the last frame over there.
Sitting at 176 through 7 frames. But when he gets up to work in the 9th, he'll be working on a spare.
Darryl Rollins, 8th frame, needs a strike to get back in this match.
Come on, get to me.
No. Second head pin. Hit the head pin in the 6th.
Watch this ball, Steve. Doesn't even move. Just drives the head pin straight back.
Needs these two. Didn't have it, left the 3 pin. Took out the 2 in the corner.
Still got a possible 254, but he's got to do some work here, that's for sure.
But Girard has a possible 296.
He won't be very happy with some of the shots he's made in this game.
He needs strikes.
There it is. Much better ball. Smooth at the foul line. Really quiet when you let it go. Good reaction. A bit of a late hit on that right corner.
You'd like a couple of more of those. As Jean-Marie Girard from Sudbury, Ontario, the number 16 seed, trying to upset the number 1 seed.
If you're looking to win a match, you can't afford to miss the middle. You'll lose on the pin count. Jean-Marie's companion, Lucille Desmarais, looking on.
Anxious moments for Lucille.
Come on.
Whoa. Well, no harm on the count back, but boy, 9th frame, you cannot afford to miss the middle with 2 balls and give yourself an open frame.
And then he punches back the 5 pin, leaves the 3-2 on the right side. Only picks up a count of 10 in the 9th frame, so Girard has opened the door for the defending champion Rollins.
He's got a 251 left, Steve. If he gets 3 in a row, he forces Darryl Rollins to double in the 10th.
Break over.
Yes! Big strike for Jean-Marie Girard just when he needed it.
Jean-Marie taking a quick glance at the scoreboard. Again, these players are pretty good mathematicians. They know exactly what they need, what their opponent's capable of.
Girard in the 10th. Doesn't get what he was looking for. That 2 pin on the right side, still standing.
Made a good shot, just a little bit thin right-hand pocket, and the ball skipped by that right corner pin.
Gets the spare, so Jean-Marie Girard sits down with a total of 236. His game is over. Now, the pressure on the defending champion, Darryl Rollins, needs 58 pins.
More important, he's got to have the first strike in the 10th frame.
Trying for the double.
Come on, come on, come on! Get there!
Got it!
A young man used to the pressure of big-time bowling. That was just a great shot when he needed it.
We saw him do this in the final last year in Richmond, BC against Doug Stewart. Remember, he had to strike out to take the title and win the big money.
Get there, get there, get there!
No. Left the 2-pin on the left side.
Must have the spare to win the match.
Simple, you say? Try it sometime.
Yeah!
Got it! Yes! A come-from-behind win for our defending champion, Darryl Rollins. Only 25 years of age, folks, but that is pressure bowling. Had to take out that pin for the spare to win his match against Jean-Marie Girard of Sudbury, Ontario, and he did it. The sister and the family of Darryl Rollins enjoying every moment of this, as did his dad. I see a few tears starting to well up in the eyes of his father, Arnie. But his son did him proud once again. He comes through with an opening match win against Girard. He wins it by a single pin, 237. Bowling on CBC television. This is our 5-pin series, and we are in Barrie, Ontario. We're getting set for our second match of our second show, and it's Larry Richet of Kamloops, and he'll be in the red against Dale Lillemo from Ponoka, Alberta, just outside of Edmonton. He'll be wearing the blue, but it's Larry Richet from BC who leads things off. Richet, 54 years of age, comes in as the 8th seed, and when he's not bowling, he's the purchasing manager for Pollard Banknote Limited in Kamloops.
3-step backup. A little nerves maybe. Got that ball out on the lane, crossed the center arrow, but right dead on the head pin.
And for a man who deals in money, that was not a money shot. Elects to go right side with his second ball. Takes out 3-2. He's got the same combination remaining on the left side.
Smooth right-hander, 3-step approach. Little bit of a backup. He's not getting much movement on it right now. 28-year career, been involved in Masters and National Classified Canadian Championships. No stranger to the pressure.
And maybe early pressure showing on Larry as he takes his seat. And that will bring up Dale Lillemo, 52-year-old, number 9 seed, sheet metal technician at Ponoka Sheet Metal.
4-step hook. Again, right on the nose, little smile. So far, even Steven? No question. I mean, he drove that head pin right straight back.
TV nerves.
That was pretty wide. Looking to make sure you pick up wood. Your opponent punched a head pin and only counted 12. Even though you punch, pick up all your wood, you get a 3-pin advantage with an open frame.
Still has 8 on the table, and still has 8 on the table. That is not a good beginning for Dale.
Ball never moved at all. That was a better looking strike ball than it was an attempt at that right side 3-2.
Only counted 7 in the first frame. Headpin started his troubles.
Little reminder there.
Come on.
Much better.
That was a really nice shot he just made. He's moved over that time, left-hand side of the lane. He's throwing the hook just about straight over the center arrow. The ball's going to break right to left into the right-hand pocket.
Larry Richet.
Good movement on that one. Left-hand pocket, flush, just drove everything straight back. No question. Bowling ball right through the middle of the pin deck. 3 pins doing the job they're supposed to.
So we'll put the first frame for both bowlers down to TV nerves. Both have responded with strikes. Richet trying for the double, and he's got a head pin, his second.
And 2 in a row on lane 9. We noticed in our 10-pin series that there appeared to be a difference between the pair. I say, even though they're synthetic lanes and they're oiled the same, there's always a bit of a difference. I'm getting the same sense out of this 5-pin pair as well, Steve. The 9 just reacts a little bit differently than lane 10.
He's still got a couple of 3s on board on the corner pin on the right side.
You talk about the count. That's where it hurts missing and leaving that 3-pin standing on the first ball, because he was counting back on a strike, so you lose the pinfall twice, really.
So Larry Richet of Kamloops sits down with a 43 count through 3 frames. 2 very costly head pins. Lillemo now will go to work, trying to double. First ball, 3rd frame.
Got that one out wide, never came back. A little adjustment after that first frame head pin. See that ball, it's trying to turn over, but it really never makes a move. Difference between 5-pin and 10-pin, the amount of bowling ball on the lane itself is so minor that you don't get much movement on the ball as compared to a 10-pin bowling ball that's substantially larger.
Nice recovery for Dale Lillemo as he puts up his first spare, but look at the head pins for Richet.
Save on all discontinued and clearance home electronics and appliances during the colossal electronic and appliance blowout this final weekend at the Brick. Plus, you don't pay for 15 months with no payments and no interest. The Brick, open Saturdays till midnight.
Oh, it's cold.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
No, you don't. You don't have a cold.
Oh, yes, I do.
You're not sneezing or anything.
Well, I was yesterday, but I took Contact.
Contact helps you breathe easier because it helps relieve sneezes due to nasal congestion for up to 12 hours, so you can get on with your day.
Oh, it's cold. I know what you mean.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do.
Contact helps you get on with your day.
Where will you be when you get the call?
I won! Yeah, I won!
The Heart and Stroke Lottery's over 50% sold. Hurry, it's your chance to win. 3 grand prizes of $1 million. Millions in cash and cars. Great 1 in 15 odds. And you'll support Heart and Stroke Foundation research. Tickets are over 50% sold. Call now.
We won.
In my world, I can go anywhere. All flights leave in the afternoon. All hotels are on the beach. All rental cars are SUVs, no convertibles. In my world, I am
a goddess.
Planning a trip with Expedia.ca is the difference between getting a trip and getting your trip. Expedia.ca. Flights, hotels, car rentals, packages. Now we're getting somewhere.
Introducing same-day delivery at the Brick. Now in Toronto, when you buy it today, you can get it today. Now save on all discontinued and clearance home electronics and appliances during the colossal electronic and appliance blowout. Happening now at the Brick.
And for G8, we've got
Naomi Klein and Jim 101.
Naomi, that's an Inuit name, right?
A Jewish name.
What am I thinking?
Perhaps you're thinking Nanaimo.
Nanaimo, right. Nanaimo Bar. I had a brain thing there.
Can we continue, please?
Dale Lillemo in our second match, show number 2 of 5 in our CBC Championship 5-Pins Series. We're in Barrie, and in this match we've got Dale Lillemo of Ponoka, Alberta, against Larry Richet from Kamloops, a Western showdown. The winner going on to face Darryl Rollins in the quarterfinals.
Tough break there. Boy, everything's sliding on Dale Lillemo. When he's missed right. Dale's wife Rhonda looking on, a little bit of concern on her face. She's seen Dale bowl extremely well. Shot a 400 in the Alberta Provincials to win that Alberta Southern Championship.
I would say a lot of concern on her face at this particular point in time for Dale, as Larry Richet starts his approach looking for a triple. First ball in the sixth, and that won't do it.
Now set that down way left of the target. And again, we talk about these lanes being fast. They're not going to get a lot of break on it, so you can't afford to miss by any distance at all, as the ball's not backing up or hooking very much. Pin cam view of this spare attempt. On the inside, well done.
So a couple of head pins, 3 strikes and 1 spare for the leader in this match, Larry Richet, as he moves over to lane number 9, left lane, here at Bolorama Bayfield in Barrie.
Larry taking a little bit of time here on the approach, trying to make sure things are right. Lane 9 has been a little bit of a nemesis. 2 head pins out of 3 shots on this lane. Now, missed the target to the right that time, and the ball stayed right all the way. See that ball cross over? It was just inside the center arrow. With a backup, it's going to, if anything, it's going to go that much further right as well. A little bit of dance there at the foul line. That's the first we've seen of anybody sticking or slipping on these approaches. They've been pretty good, pretty consistent.
A 15 count for Richet in the 7th frame, and he goes to 143.
Bowlers are playing a little bit of Alphonse and Gaston. Neither one of them seems to want to take the lead and hold on to it. Get on a bit of a roll and then leave an open frame.
50% of first shots are misses for Dale and Larry. Not a good stat.
There we go. Much better shot.
That'll improve the stats.
Well, it gives you a little bit more confidence. You make a good shot like that and you get rewarded with a strike. He threw that one exactly where he wanted.
Lillemo coming up with a timely strike. Lillemo trying to make it 2 in a row. And the head pin again. His 2nd head pin of this match against Richet.
He made a good adjustment in his feet position on lane 10, and he got the strike in the left-hand pocket. That one, he was aiming at left-hand pocket. It just a little bit thick. Drove it straight back. Again, working on a strike and you leave up 3 pins, it really costs you 6 in total. And in a tight match like that, pins you leave on the pin deck may be almost as important as the number of strikes you get.
So Lillemo leaves the 3-pin on the left side and sits down with a 139 total through 8 frames. Richet goes to work, sitting at 143 with his first ball in the 8th. Richet has a potential of 278. Lillemo 229.
Wow. Get going, opponent gives you one, and you just, neither one of them seem to take advantage of an opponent's mistake or tough break. There, Larry Richet with a chance to take a big lead in the match. Punches a head pin. We're going to have one of those games where it comes down to the last ball in the 10th frame to figure out who wins this.
Good television, but hard on the nerves for the bowlers, especially this early in our competition.
Another 5 pins left on the pin deck, Steve.
And as you mentioned, leaving those pins up can be costly. Both head pin problems in the 8th. Larry Richet from Kamloops, BC. Coming off a head pin in the 8th. First ball in the 9th frame, and he's got the strike.
Center
that
arrow.
is strike number 4.
Good lift on the ball that time. Good pin reaction as well. Watch that ball. It looks like it's thick on the middle, but because of that rotation on the ball, left to right movement, breaks up potential head pin and split as well. Gets a strike. Huge shot in the 9th frame for Larry Richet.
The gauntlet has been thrown. Now, Lillemo has got to respond.
Good looking shot. Right hand pocket, thick. The rotation covering up the corner pins. 4-step, pretty smooth, long slide. He lets the ball go fairly low right down by the foul line. But good extension. Good follow through.
Trying for the double. 2-pin finally goes down. A bit of a dance. Finally fell over.
Well, a little bit of break in that you take away the danger of chopping the 3-pin out of there. It doesn't help on the count.
But obviously it did not go down early enough. Still standing, so you get 3-2 left. And he gets it anyway. So, but you're right about that chop. It does set up the scenario for that.
Dale Lillemo, last ball, 10th frame. Needs a strike to finish with 199.
And does not get that strike.
That was a good looking shot though, 28.
So Larry Richet needs to count 30 to move on to the next round. Lillemo is done at 197.
Looking like aces. Leaves himself the corner pin. He's got to have the spare though. He gets the break here on the string pull on the right hand corner, but he must have the spare to win this match.
There it is.
Now all he's got to do is stay behind the foul line.
Nice way to finish. Larry Richet of Kamloops, BC moves on to the quarterfinals to face our defending champion, Rollins, of Dryden, Ontario. This one was not a model of consistency, but Richet finished strike, spare, strike, and that was the difference over the man from Ponoka. The number 8 seed eliminates number 9. Richet moves on to the next round in our season. Quarter-final action coming away from the Bowlerama Bayfield in Barrie, Ontario. Well, this should be an interesting one. Rollins, our defending champion, against Larry Richet from Kamloops. Richet bowling at 213 in his opening game. Compare that to 237 for Rollins. Won by a single pin, 237 to 236. And there's the young man who carries the title of CBC champion from a year ago.
Both our players won their first round matches in the 9th and 10th frame, getting strikes and spares when they had to.
Rollins has a history of opening with strikes And he's just put one on the board there. Put some very, very early pressure on Larry Richet, the number 8 seed, 54-year-old from Kamloops.
Good roll on that one. Yeah, it's thick with that backup. Leaves himself the left corner.
The winner of this match will go on to face Dale Jensen in one of our semifinals.
Good spare. Larry's been consistent. He had one corner left the last game, made that spare, and that was in the 10th frame when it counted the most.
Richet moving over to lane number 9 here at Bolorama Bayfield. The left line. Working on a spare.
Center arrow crosses over. Ooh, wow.
Aces.
Bad break. Back up ball thin in the right hand side. The bowling ball just skips right past that right corner. And because of the angle, you just cut the 3-pin right off.
I've never seen it converted, so my record's intact.
We've actually seen it spared twice on previous CBC championships. Pat Pinko was the first to do it. And second one lost me. Just remember Pat Pinko, the first one I've ever seen.
Long before my time. Ancient history. Bill's been doing it for 16 years. The series has been around for 21. So Ernie Afghanis must have been around in those days.
Yes, he was.
Darryl Rollins now. Trying for the double.
Come back.
Asked it to come back. It didn't. So he's left himself with the 5-3-2 on the left side.
Fast lanes, not much movement. You expect some movement on the bowling ball, but not seeing very much at all. That time again, asking it to move. He was on the inside, which is where you really want to be to make that spare.
Strike spare, and the defending champion is off and running.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Crosses the arrows, get good stuff on it. You know you got a chance. That was a great looking shot. Just no question. Bowling ball actually took out the right corner pin on that. And one of the things that our pin cam picks up that people don't understand is that in a 5-pin, because of the way the rubber band is and the height off the ground, the bowling ball actually leaves the playing surface. So sometimes you leave a corner pin, it's because the ball went right by the neck of the pin.
Larry Richet, not to be outdone, puts up his first strike of this quarterfinal against Rollins. But look at Rollins, the defending champion. A couple of strikes and a spare. Richet getting too much of that head pin. And again, left with aces. Second time in this quarterfinal.
2 sets of aces on lane 9, and both from a different reaction. First one was thin going away, leaves the aces. This one's thick and just chopped out the 3 pins. Tough break for Larry. He actually threw the ball really well. 2 shots on lane 9 and gets penalized for it.
You want aces in poker, but not in 5-pin bowling. Cleans up. And we'll sit down with a score of 84 through 4 frames. But the defending champion has put up a couple of strikes and a spare as he goes to work with his first ball in the 4th.
Well, missed right again. Second frame in a row on lane 10 that he's missed the pocket right. Oh man, what am I doing? That's a really big error there. You're working on a strike and you count 5. You've got a lead in the match. I mean, that ball was right right from the time it left his hand.
There are certain noises and sounds we don't have to translate as his dad, Arnie Rollins, looks on. He can feel the frustration for his son. He left the 5-pin that time. So he counts 10 in the frame and goes to 90.
Forced that one back on the inside. Lane number 9's been pretty good to Darrell. 2 strikes on that lane. And what happens when you make mistakes, and he's missed twice in lane 10, you come back on the next lane and you force the ball just a little bit. That one, it looked like he took a little bit of rotation off of it. It got to the head pin, but it had nothing on it at all.
Well, it looked in the beginning as if Rollins was just going to blow Richet out of the water, but Rollins has come back to Larry Richet. Richet's big problems: aces in the second and fourth frame, strike in the third, spare in the first. But Rollins has struggled in the fourth and now in the fifth.
Darrell cleans it up for 15. 105 through 5. Now Larry Richet will come up in the fifth frame with a chance to take the lead in the match.
Boy, would he love a strike here. This would put the pressure on the defending champion in a hurry.
Same old, same old. Got a chance. Punch, get a bad break. Watch this. No movement at all. Plunked straight back. Right into that pin cam.
Takes down the 3-2 on the right side. Leaves that same combination on the left side. Boy, Richet's scorecard looks like the alphabet. 2 A's and an H. Aces and head pin.
And a left corner and a strike. He's thrown the ball relatively well. Aces, can be just a tough break, but 10 frames. Our players have been pretty accurate. We're 9 out of 10 on the head pin. Just a couple of head pins, a couple of aces. This really cuts the score off.
Good cleanup. Counts 15. That goes to 101. Compare that to 105 for Rollins. Make that 99 for Richet. Richet sitting at 99. Rollins up by 6. Richet back to action.
Crosses over, and one more for the alphabet. That'll be a chop off.
Chop off, head pins, aces. Lacking strikes, only has 1. Rollins has 2. And there's the difference.
Left side 3-2, back it up.
Does a little spinorama, but does not go down.
Again, not much movement on the bowling ball. You can see it's trying to break back, but just barely catches a piece of the rubber band on that pin. Cleans it up for 15, but again, another missed spare opportunity.
So through 6 frames, Richet sitting down at 114. Rollins goes to work at 105 with his first ball in the 6th frame.
Come on, get in there, get in there. Yeah.
That's what he wanted. 3rd strike.
And this is where Darrell Rollins has seemed to make his move. Those first match, 9th and 10th frame were the big ones for him. Here, let's see if he gets an early start on putting this match away.
Nope. Not to be. Second head pin for Darrell Rollins, the defending champion.
Both those head pins coming on lane 9. 2 in a row now on that tough lane.
Both.
Yeah, wanted both. He knows now when the match is getting down to the last 4 or 5 frames that pin count is extremely important.
Richet can only sit and watch. Rollins knew it was a bad ball the moment it left his hand. He leaves the 3 and the 2 on the left side, and he goes to 140 through 7 frames as Larry Richet now gets up, sitting at 114 as he prepares to deliver his first ball in the 7th. Rollins giving himself a lecture.
Well, that one wasn't even really very close to staying on the lane and making contact.
Second head pin of this quarterfinal for Larry Richet.
Again, just about catches a piece of the 3-pin with that bowling ball, but drove the head pin straight back. Difference in this match may boil down to what you left on the pin deck. So far, Larry Richet has not left a pin on the lanes.
And Darrell has left 10.
And we've seen matches won by or lost by less than that.
You can't leave them standing, folks.
Count for Larry Richet. Still in this match, but got to make a move. Got to avoid that head pin.
140 to 126. Favor Rollins.
Cranberries and oranges don't go together?
Oh, yes, they do. Introducing Tim Hortons Cranberry Orange Explosion Muffins with real fruit and fruit filling. With a coffee, just $1.79.
Hey guys, meet the new guy! Hey. Hi, I'm Bob Holtkamp.
Hey, help yourself to some snacks. Speaking of which, you know what would taste good about now?
Yeah, a big, hot and juicy cheeseburger.
With everything.
I can almost taste it.
Telling me, if there were a place to get a hamburger that good this late, I'd not only drive, I'd buy.
Really?
Wendy's classic hamburgers are made fresh, so they're always hot and juicy, so you can eat great even late.
You must be the new guy.
Yeah, thanks.
Wendy's, it's better.
Thousands of people are dying every day.
And that's the problem with it. Give me something that doesn't happen every day.
Pit boa constrictor escapes from downtown hotel.
I love that. We'll get a camera down there from the snake's point of view.
The snakes.
The snake's point of view. That's our lead.
Well, Richet has a potential of 261. Rollins 275 before he delivered that ball.
Second head pin in a row. Good looking shot. Stands up real straight at the foul line, and it's disappointing. Throw a good ball, punch. Then come back, throw a decent ball, punch a 3-pin.
So he's got both the corners remaining and the 3-pin on the left side.
Larry 8 for 8 on the head pin and no game to show for it. That's, you know, a couple of aces, couple of head pins, but boy, you don't leave yourself anything to spare. It can make a long game.
And he sits down at 137 through 8 frames.
Still smiling, but shaking his head. Boy, what do I got to do to get away from head pins and aces?
That's a big shot from Rollins. Yes, huge for the defending champion. as he picks up strike number 4 in this quarterfinal against Richet.
2 in a row on lane 10 for Darryl Rollins. Little bit of movement, right-hand pocket.
That strike looming large for Rollins in the 8th.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Yes, and another strike. A double for Rollins. We have seen this movie from this young man over and over again, coming on strong late in the match.
He's making good shots. He's only missed the headpin once in this match out of 9 frames, but that double in 8 and 9 is just huge.
Richet knows what he has to do.
Big lift on the ball. 3-pin, you could see it just died, rolled over, didn't take out the right corner pin. That was just because he was a little bit high on the pocket. That's his first right corner pin of the match.
His second spare of this quarterfinal when he needed strikes.
Still got a possible 212. He's going to need all of those if he expects to advance in here. He's had one of everything this game, Steve. Aces, head pin, left corner pin, right corner pin. Now a head pin split. Boy, tough game for Larry Richet. He's thrown the ball well and just no results.
But he's had all the things you don't want.
Well, that's true.
You prefer a lot of those little X's like Rollins has been able to put up in the closing frames of his matches whenever he's appeared on our series. Outstanding clutch bowler. So, Larry Richet sits down at 175. His troubles began in the 2nd and 4th frames with aces, and then he had head pins in the 5th and 7th and a split in the 10th. That total of 175 just won't cut it. Rollins now for the triple. And he's done it!
Big smile. Threw the ball pretty well, but he does get a break on this one. Head down position. Eyes on those arrows at 15 feet. A little bit thin. Caves in the left-hand corner. Thin again, leaves the left 3-2.
Left for Rollins, and he knew the moment it left his hands it wasn't going to make contact with anything down at the end of the lane.
That was ugly.
That wasn't the important shot. The big ones were 8, 9, and 10. Again, Darryl Rollins comes through at the end of a match to win it.
The defending champion stays alive. He wins his quarterfinal in our CBC series and will advance to the semi against Dale Jensen. It is Rollins winning it 250 to 175. And next week from Barrie, Ontario, the Prairie Boys, Medforth and McKillop go head-to-head, and Ontario's Mark Robillard faces Quebec's Michael Squires. Today, the defending champion took a major step towards a repeat. See you next week.